Hello, this is Dr. Rod. Today I'd like to talk about a discipline. I've talked about it before on YouTube. I'd like to be really clear about how powerful and important this is to everything that you do. And I like to call it QSR. It means be quiet, be still, and rest. And it is only from a position of quiet and still and rest can you move forward and create. If not, if you're not quiet, if you're not still, if you're not at rest, you will be a consumer. There's only two types of people. There are those that are creating and making the world better, and there are those that are consuming and taking and stealing rather than giving. And so my goal, my desire is with all of my heart is that you'd be a creator, that the world is a much better place because you walked here. I want you to practice being quiet. I want you to be able to be so quiet that you can hear. To be quiet and not let there be noise in your mind, noise in your feelings, even noise in your will. What happens is when you get quiet is you can hear. You can really hear what people are really saying. You can go outside and you can hear nature. You can hear the electricity of nature. You can hear people. You can hear love. You can hear hate. You can hear things you cannot hear unless you're quiet. It's there. And the problem is that you can hear with your being, with your spirit, with your heart, or you can hear with your soul. If you hear with your soul, you will be biased by your own fear, which produces prejudice. So you have to learn how to be quiet. And the thing that's awesome is how unbelievably loud nature is, how unbelievably a room is that's full of people. And to be able to hear what is really being spoken, to be able to hear what is really meant. And sometimes people hide what they mean, and sometimes they don't say what they mean because they know what they would say would be mean, and they hide it. And so they put up a facade, and you're able to, because you're quiet, you're able to hear it. I love going to the ocean. Gabi and I used to live in West Palm Beach, and when we were in college, and we would go to the ocean, and I loved listening to the ocean. I loved being so quiet. And the ocean would talk to me, not the fish, not the whales, just the immenseness of the ocean. And it would tell me how small I was. I love just sitting there and looking at it and the waves coming in. And it's been doing it for what? How many years? If not millions of years that this ocean has been there again and again and again, and I'm not. And I've traveled from Florida all the way up north. I've traveled across the Atlantic Ocean and seen it from the sky, and actually traveled in its water on cruise ships, and been able to see the curvature of the earth and see the immenseness of the water from the air and from the sea. And I love being quiet so I can hear how small I am. I love being quiet because it reminds me of how insignificant I am to the weight of this earth, to the billions of people, that I'm not more important than anybody else. And in that moment, I'm nothing but a speck of sand, a piece of sand on that beach, a bug, a little bug that's standing in awe with my mouth open. The other thing is I love looking up at night. I live in a part of the country where there's not a lot of light pollution. I used to live in DFW area, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and there was so much light pollution you couldn't see the glory of the stars at night. Now I can see them. I can see the Milky Way. I can see this wonder, and the Hubble telescope lets me hear even more. And I hear the immenseness of this space. I love to see the lights and to know of this energy of the stars and the mystery of the planets and their moons and just the immenseness of it. No matter how far our laser pierce it's bigger. We haven't found the end of this universe. It's immense. And there's unbelievable order that's there. There's planets rotating around their stars, their sun. And I love that sense of bigness. I love, with my quietness, I can hear there's something beyond me. There's something bigger than me. There's something out there that's better than me. This is why you want to be quiet. You can't hear the little children unless you're quiet. You can't help the hurting unless you're quiet. You've learned the discipline and the power of being quiet.